Anyway, it's kind of super obvious if you're paying attention to the court record. Also, if you've memorized this entire freaking case like I have. Wait, is that one? Yes, it is.
4 p.m.
I was like, is it one of the other ones? No. You found the body at 1 p.m. Are you sure?
Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain.
Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death for some time after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
This is trivial! The witness merely forgot the time!
After his testimony? I find that hard to believe. Mr. Salt, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
That was a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you had to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait! I remember now!
Would you care to give your testimony again? Witness testimony, the time of discovery.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video or a tape program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what to do.
I've got this one. I forget, I think we both had problems with this one originally?
I don't think it was this one. I've had problems with other ones.
Okay.
Because of the stupidity.
You said heard, not saw?
Yes, heard. All I saw was the body lying there. I didn't even think to look at anything else, least of all my watch.
Isn't that a little strange? So you're saying you heard something, but if you were so shocked by the body, you wouldn't hear anything at all.
The witness did say he actually heard the time. It's ludicrous to suggest he wouldn't hear anything.
I have to agree with the prosecution. With witness continued testimony. Are you sure it was a television and not a radio?
Well, no, I guess it might have been a radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. There was only one large television. Right. I can't put my finger on it, but something about this seems fishy. Something about hearing the television. The witness has testified. We heard the time.
How do you explain the gap? Well, witness, can you explain this? Video?
Yes, that would explain why the time was wrong.
True.
Right. I think the problem lies someplace else.
We are agreed that you heard the time at the scene, then? Are you sure the voice you heard said it was 1 p.m.?
Yes, I can practically hear it now. It was quite clear.
Mr. Payne, has the prosecution verified this testimony?
My apologies, Your Honor. I, too, have only just learned that the witness heard the time. Oh, I'm really sorry. I only just remembered it now.
Well, you just watch it. Not much point pressing him on that one, was there? No, just the point of... Oops.
Notice anything suspicious?
Yes. Because, there's a problem with that.
Oh, yeah.
No electricity!
Objection!
Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
Ah!
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. Ah! Well, wait, I remember now.
Mr. Sawit? The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That and you seem rather, distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Witness testimony. Hearing the time.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it.
Oh my gosh!
There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly.
We know exactly what to do for this.
Tell me about it.
Hold it!
That strikes me as a very suspicious mistake.
Yes, I can see how that you'd be a little doubtful. I'm really sorry. I only just remembered that table clock.
A table clock?
Hold it!
A table clock. Was there a table clock at the scene? This is the first I've heard of it.
Hold it!
The murder weapon?
Yes, the table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said. Did you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something?
Something's fishy here.
Hold it!
Why didn't you tell us this the first time?
I guess it just slipped my mind. Not really sure how it happened myself. The witness says he saw the table clock. End of story. Now, find the contradiction.
Easy.
Very easy. Murder weapon.
Because how is this a clock?
Okay, that works too. I would have said...
Wait just a minute.
Actually, that is what you need to do.
The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock?
You with your objections and your evidence, just who do you think you are?
A defense attorney.
Exactly.
Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit.
Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne.
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. It doesn't look like a clock. I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So, the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now?
Yes.
Yes. Your Honor, there is one gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock was to hold it in his hand. Yet, the witness testified that he had never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he
went into the apartment.
You're lying. You were inside the apartment of the day of the murder.
Oh, yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there!
I'll do better than that. I can prove you're the one that killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandably, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
Oh, what's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture.
Yes, actually. More or less. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face! Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
That day, I never. Oh, look, the clock. I heard, no, I mean, I saw it. Ah! Shut up, I hate you. It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn, give him death.
Order? Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound of the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this, and I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court's room. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25.
Ah! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one.
Ha! You forgot one thing!
Uh-oh. What's he talking about now?
While it may seem like this clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing! How did you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case!
Also, why are you telling us this? Like, this should be something the prosecution should be saying. But let's move on. He's right. How am I supposed to prove that? Damn it, I was so close! Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
No, we don't.
Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot allow you to indict the witness.
We have the evidence.
Unfortunately. This ends this cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit.
I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal! A criminal! You lawyers are all slime!
Almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now.
Not so fast, Mr. Sawit.
Mia! I mean Chief!
Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think!
But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that.
Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason, and then you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow?
Yes, we can.
Easily.
Wait! Maybe I can prove it.
You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it, and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt.
Ha! Tough words! Let's see you pull through this one.
Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. She was traveling that day, Your Honor.
Take that!
The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. I believe in the original it was Japan and the United States. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day. Or here.
Yeah.
Something like that. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It? Or should I say, Mr. Did It?
Oh my god, that's so good. Also, I'm dead, apparently.
You caught rabies at just the wrong time.
Yep.
Order, I say.
Order in the court.
Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness.
He, was arrested and taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor.
Be ready for more of that.
At this point, this is only formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts.
I'm guilty.
And with that, this court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Saw It was actually a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of their house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Saw It saw him leave in. Wait.
After he left, Mr. Saw It
let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Saw It grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. I think the time is 1 p.m. Or 1 o'clock. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Woo! Still can't believe we won.
Right. Good job in there. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you.
Not all. Not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note.
I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... never mind.
Congratulations, Harry.
Harry?
Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent.
Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present.
A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that...
Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me.
Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento.
Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she just playing me off for a fool. Doesn't that just make her want to cry? Larry,
Are you so sure?
Excuse me?
I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way.
Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's so okay.
I'm not sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him?
Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? About this.
Take that!
Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is a clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick, I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope I made him feel a little better.
Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off?
Yeah, I guess so.
Say, how about dinner on me? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him.
Yeah, part at least.
You have to tell me about it some more, sometime. Maybe over drinks?
And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm not sure he's not going to pay us. I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave Mia." I didn't know it at the then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident.
Of course.
And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be a promise that I wouldn't be able to keep.
The end of part 1, at least.
Mm-hmm. The end of case 1. Brand new episode has been added. Episode 2, Turnabout Sisters.
Do you want to take a break?
Do you want to?
I don't need more of this.
Alright, we'll take a quick break to refresh on water, and we'll be right back. Probably gonna take an episode. See you guys next time.